Joey, he was the big winner for the Strikeforce event on ibsportstv.com. He got the most picks right, besides myself, but that doesn't matter, right? Now, the only other person to pick for Strikeforce on ibsportstv.com was, besides me and Joey, was Ron. Now, Ron and Joey's scores are in the negative, so you might not see them on the leaderboards if you sign in, but nevertheless, Joey got the most right out of all the users. Hand clap for Joey. Now let's get into UFC 133. Make sure to make your picks for UFC 133 on ibsportstv.com. I'm hoping for a better turnout this time around. And the fights have been updated on UFC 133 for ibsportstv.com. So if you already made your picks for UFC 133 on ibsportstv.com, and you could do one or two things. You could tell me what picks you want to make for the new fights that were made on UFC 133 for the fight changes, and I'll change it for you, or I'll just give you the points for those fights since you went ahead and signed up for and made your picks on ibsportstv.com ahead of time, and I'll congratulate you for that. I'll reward you for that. So let's get into UFC 133, Rashad Evans versus Tito Ortiz. Let me start with the main event. Tito Ortiz versus Rashad Evans. Now, first of all, I definitely think Rashad Evans is going to win for two reasons. One, Tito Ortiz is taking this fight on short notice after Phil Davis dropped out of the fight, and Tito Ortiz's victory over Ryan Bader. Well, okay, let me put it this way. I was impressed with Tito Ortiz's win over Ryan Bader for two reasons. One, I was impressed that Tito Ortiz just won a fight and after however many years. And two, I was impressed that he won the fight in the first round. But I was not impressed that Tito Ortiz was able to beat Ryan Bader, because Ryan Bader is just it's just a tad bit overrated to me. Now, Ryan Bader has great wrestling, but that's where it stops. I'm just not impressed with anything else with Ryan Bader. And Tito Ortiz was super excited after he won that fight. He jumped up, did his gravedigger thing, whatever you call it, and he was excited. Now, he has reason to be. He hadn't won a fight in 5-6 years, however long, whatever. But when he steps in the ring with Rashad Evans, he's not gonna win. Rashad Evans is gonna. Now, I'm not counting out Tito Ortiz because he can. Anybody can win a fight, but it's possible for anybody to win a fight. But Rashad Evans, I feel like it's going to be 3 rounds of takedowns, and Tito Ortiz isn't going to be able to stop it. And on top of that, Rashad Evans just has better striking than Tito Ortiz. So if for whatever reason it turned out to be a stand-up fight, Rashad Evans would win the stand-up fight and get that unanimous decision victory. So that's how I'm going to pick it. Rashad Evans beating Tito Ortiz via unanimous decision. Now, the only other fight I want to talk about is Vitor Belfort versus Yoshiro Akiyama. Now, Vitor Belfort is coming off his loss to Anderson Silva, but who doesn't lose to Anderson Silva, right? And Yoshiro Akiyama, when he first came into the UFC, I was impressed with him, to be honest with you. I was impressed with his win over Alan Belcher because you could see that he hit hard and he was fast and he had a strong chin. Going out, I was like, this guy has some potential. But then when he went in and he fought Chris Lieben, now, Yoshiro Akiyama, he still displayed that strong chin because he took all those big haymaker shots from Chris Lieben, but he gassed out halfway through the second round, and he gassed out hard. It was not looking good. That's how Chris Lieben was able to sneak in that submission so easily in the third round, because Yoshiro Akiyama, he just gassed out. Now, if he does that against Vitor Belfort, he's just gonna lose. Vitor Belfort with excellent striking. You couldn't tell that from the Anderson Silva fight because it ended so fast he got kicked in the face. But Vitor Belfort, excellent striking, and I feel like he's gonna outlast and outstrike Yoshiro Akiyama, and I'm going to take Vitor Belfort to win that fight via third round TKO. Why third round? Because Yoshiro Akiyama, he's going to gas out. So those are the only fights I want to talk about, and those are my opinions for those fights. Again, make sure to make your picks on ibsportstv.com for UFC 133. Really hope the turnout is much better this time around for that event. And again, I will announce the leaders after that event for ibsportstv.com, and announce the people who got the most picks right. So also make sure to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, download the podcast. We're on iTunes now. This is ibsportstv.com. BJ checking out.